Yes, Bobi Wine had to say this. And so likely that we've come full circle. The dictatorship has aligned 48 of my campaign team members, including Nubian Lee, Eddie Mutwe, Dan Magic, Bobby Young, etc., before the General Court Martial at Makindye and charged them with illegal possession of ammunition. Our lawyers and family members of the Comrades were all denied access to the court. The court sat without anyone present and remanded them. I find it difficult that a man who claims to be a general can be so scared of the people to the point of behaving in the most shameful manner. Like we have said repeatedly, we have information that they plan to plant guns, drugs, and other materials in homes of Comrades so as to arrest them and charge them with such bogus cases. To you all Comrades out there, be strong, be firm. These are simple signs that Museveni is on the way out. God is with us. Just continue to pray for Uganda and do your part to make this change possible. We are removing a dictator. That has been the post from the president of the National Unity Platform after getting the sad news that his entire team of 48 comrades who were actually whisked away yesterday in Masaka, they were supposed to be brought to court, but then the bus that was transporting them, the bus that was carrying them, was taken over by military and the UPDF up to military barracks in Makindye. Up today, that's when we got this sad news. No lawyer was present, no family relatives, no friend, no nothing. They were charged and remanded. But before we go deep into the case, there is an interesting part of this entire bogus case. Just listen to this. This is an extract from NTV. Yes, you can go to their website. It's there. Someone has compiled it very well. And here it says, National Unity Platform supporters, who include those who were arrested in Kalangala on 30th December 2020, have on Friday been charged with unlawful possession of ammunition in the court martial. The 49 supporters, who include NUP presidential flag bearers' closest ally, Bokeni Ali, commonly referred to as Nubian Lee, and bodyguard Edward Sebufu, aka Eddie Mutwe, appeared before court chairman Lieutenant General Andrew Guti. No journalist, private lawyers, or the public were allowed to access court. Before I continue, let me first repeat that. No journalist, private lawyers, or the public were allowed to access the court. What a shame. Did you hear that? No single family relative, public, no nothing, no lawyer, no anybody was allowed to access the court. It was only them, our friends. Actually, this can even be a lie. Maybe they even never produced them in court. You know, they just woke up and said, okay, we've charged them. They were having guns and that kind of thing. Because there was no any journalist, public, no lawyer, no family relative was allowed in court. How can we term such a situation or such a court session? So that article from NTV continues to say that the suspects were aboard a bus that recently disappeared en route to Masaka court following the issuance of production warrants on Tuesday. The disappearance of the bus prompted Masaka Chief Magistrate Charles Yetaise to issue criminal summons to the officer in charge of Saza prisons, where over 100 National Unity Platform supporters have been detained. These had been granted bail on Monday, 4th January 2021, and had not yet been released by Thursday the same week. The court-martial charge sheet states that the 49 suspects were found in unlawful possession of 4 rounds of live ammunition of an AK-47 gun on 3rd January 2021 in Makerere Kavule, Kampala. The suspects were arrested on 30th December 2020 in Kalangala. That is to say that the live ammunition was found in their possession 4 days after their arrest. The suspects were supposed to be in Saza prison at that time. When asked why the 49 were charged in military court, the Minister of Defense Adolf Muwonge, in a press conference, said that the law states that if a civilian engages in acts that are preserve of the army, then that person is subject to military law. On December 30th, security agencies in a joint operation arrested 126 NUP supporters, including Kyagulanyi's drivers and private bodyguards. Some of those arrested were detained at Kalangala police station, and on Tuesday they appeared before Kalangala Magistrates Court and got bail. During the arrest, the police confiscated Kyagulanyi's official campaign car and 3 other cars in his convoy, and they are currently parked at Kalangala police station. Kyagulanyi has since protested the security crackdown on his closest associates, saying it is intended to isolate him and disorganize his team ahead of the polls, but insists he is not shaken. So that is the article from NTV. Yeah, they have summarized everything very well. But now I want us to highlight that section which underscored the live ammunition. Where is it? Here it is. You see, there is something funny about this. Dots are not connecting, because they are saying the court martial charges sheet states that the 49 suspects were found in unlawful possession of 4 rounds of live ammunition of an AK-47 on 3rd January. Imagine, the charge sheet states that those 49. What you need to know, these are people who found themselves on the campaign trail. Some of them don't know even each other. Some of them don't know even where one stays. They just have that strong bond that connects them, the bond of people power, the bond of the love for the new Uganda. But the charge sheet says that these 49 suspects were found in unlawful possession of 4 rounds of live ammunition of an AK-47 gun on 3rd January. But remember, now they are saying on 3rd January, but they were arrested on the 30th December in Kalangala. You understand? They were charged as a group. But I can tell you, oh my goodness, there is no way you can even justify this. So, in brief, that is to say that the live ammunition was found in their possession 4 days after their arrest. The suspects were supposed to be in Saza prison at that time. I want you to remember that when they arrested our comrades, there were over 126 of them. 4 days later, they were given bail, and each one of them was supposed to pay 100,000 Ugandan shillings. Of course, and some others were asked to pay 200,000 Ugandan shillings, and the Shwaitis were asked to pay 5 non-cash. The other one was cash, and then this other 5 million was non-cash, 5 million Ugandan shillings. Ugandans in Uganda, Ugandans in the diaspora, friends of Uganda contributed this money within 2 days. Yeah, because part of the money was paid on the 4th, and then part of the money was paid on the 5th. They collected this money and they processed all the bail applications. But our comrades were taken back to prison. I can tell you, they were taken back to prison. Actually, on 4th of January, in the evening, after very many of our comrades were given bail, actually after all of them were given bail, these other friends, Edimutwe, Nubianli, and the rest, were now called back, and they were read some other 6 charges on top of the first one of violating COVID rules. That's bogus case. And then the same group, together with these others, they were all detained. However much they had processed their bail applications, fees paid, and all that kind of stuff. Up to today, actually up to yesterday, when they released 45 of them, and then the vehicle or the bus that was transporting Edimutwe disappeared, only to hear that they are in. It disappeared when it was coming to Masaka High Court. It disappeared when it was coming to Masaka High Court, only to hear to that they are in marching the military barracks. So that is the Uganda we are living in. That's the country we are living in. I can confirm to you that this is not going to end unless we put an end to this dictatorship. And yes, a few days are remaining. Remember in 2018, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, after shooting his driver, the same regime came out and planted machine guns, magazines, bullets, and all sorts of the kind in the hotel room where he slept. They forced the owner of the hotel to testify. The owner of the hotel refused. The owner of the hotel refused. That's why they had to drop those charges, because they planted the guns there and then they said Kyagulanyi was having guns, bullets, and all that kind of thing. You remember they aligned there in his room. The owner of the hotel refused to testify because they forced him, promised him huge amounts of money, over billions of shillings, but the gentleman refused. Rest in peace. That gentleman is now dead. And of course, it was political. His death was also connected to the state. That is how Museveni operates. That's how he frames his opponents. Don't forget that yesterday, as Kyagulanyi was heading to Bugishu sub-region, that is in Namayingo, the other team was arrested on the 30th. The other team, the team of Eddie Mutwe, Nubian Lee, the usual team he used to move with, they arrested it on 30th. That is over 120 comrades. And then later on, after like a few days, he was supposed to go to other districts like in PG, like Bukoma Simbi. So he had to recruit a new team. And yes, he did. Now, it is the team that they arrested yesterday when he was heading to Namayingo. The team includes the medical staff, the security staff, his personal assistants, confidants, and all the sorts of the kind. They were all arrested. Even some members of the media were arrested, including our brother, Sama Uganda. They were all arrested. Today, they were produced in court. Let us hope for the best. They are doing all this, of course, to frustrate Kyagulanyi, but he says he's not shaken. And by the way, yes, Museveni and Tumwine, and of course, the list is still growing bigger. They were dragged to ICC. So anytime soon, we are going to, of course, hear the response of the International Community Court. Actually, on the same issue of these comrades who have been denied access to lawyers, family relatives, friends, and then they were remanded, charged with the possession of live ammunition. Our General Secretary, that is David Lewis Lubongoya, the General Secretary of the National Inter-Platform People Power, he has also come out to say something about this issue. He has said that Kampala Lukman Mwijuche is 20 years old. Yeah, Kampala is one of them, one of the 49. And then Chalimpa Kenny is 18 years of age. Kafuko Stanley Kestan is 22 years of age. Nasomvi Safina is 22 years of age. Nambozo Shakira is 24 years of age. Joy Strong is 25 years of age. Dan Magic is 27 years of age. That's the statement he started with. These people he has mentioned are part of those that have been charged possession of live ammunition. These are young people. These are young. Kampala Lukman is the official photographer. Dan Magic is the music producer. Bobi Wine is close friend. Joy Strong, she was part of the medical team. Nambozo, Nasomve Safina, So the General Secretary continued to say, by the time President Museveni took power in 1986, none of these people were born. In fact, most of them were born more than 10 years after Museveni and his group took power. These people were earlier today charged before the General Court Martial for illegal possession of firearms. They appeared before a general of the UPDF and were quickly remanded. They have been denied all basic rights, including access to legal representation. So, in order to retain power at all costs, President Museveni has had to fight with his age mates. He has had to fight with people fit to be his children, and now he's busy fighting with people fit to be his grandchildren. One wonders how he feels about this. If he feels anything at all. The problem of Africa is not the people, but leaders who overstay in power. We are removing a dictator. That is what the General Secretary has said. He has also tagged photos of these comrades he has mentioned about, the likes of Kampala Lukman, the official photographer, Danny Magic, the music producer, Bobiwine's friend, Joy Strong, that is part of the medical team that used to give first aid to those who got injury. Remember, these campaigns, these are types of the campaign where the president has to put on the bulletproof, not for fun, not to take photos and show off, but to prevent and of course guard himself from the live bullets. So of course, in such a scuffle, you are going to find that very many of our comrades are going to be injured. And yes, you've seen that very many of our comrades get injured. These are some of the girls that help our brothers and sisters to get first aid before being taken to hospital. Remember, Dan Magic, when he was hit, these are some of the ladies that helped during when they were giving him a first aid. The same when the security team, the first security team in the Kalangala sub-region, when he was shot, that was Kato, was it Kato? I don't remember the name. The same people had to come out with their tools to give first aid to these comrades. Who shoots these comrades? It is the police, it is the army, it is the military. It is those that are supposed to keep law and order that do this kind of thing. They shoot live bullets, tear gas canisters, water cannons, direct to people. So, oh my goodness, looking at this young, my goodness, Kai Soja, Bambi, Kasebo, 18 years of age. 18 years of age. Mbu babadde n'ebyokulwanyisa. Ini mukama Katonda wange.